Senator Susan Collins was among the Republican senators who just wrapped up an hour and a half, nearly 2-hour meeting with President Obama over at the White House in the government shutdown, raising the nation's debt ceiling. And she just spoke to reporters as soon as she got back to Capitol Hill. Listen to this.
And also make sure that there's income verification for the Obamacare insurance exchanges to prevent fraud. The president listened carefully. He said that some of the elements were issues we could work on, but he certainly did not endorse that. There were many conversations on the long-term debt problem. Many members expressed concern about raising the debt limit without having a specific plan to deal with our $17 trillion national debt. It was a good exchange, but it was an inconclusive exchange. You have been here long enough, and you certainly have been involved in many of these meetings over the years. Do you feel like something is moving here? Is this the beginning of something, perhaps? I believe it is. After all, the president initially said that he would not negotiate. Now he has sent somewhat conflicting signals about what length of a debt ceiling increase he would accept and what might be attached to it or what might not be. But at least he's talking to members of Congress on both sides of the aisle. He may not want to call it a negotiation. That's what I would call it, and I do view that as progress. What had been so unfortunate since government closed down was that there were so few conversations of this type. We really need to get government reopened. It's having dire consequences that get worse with each passing day, and we could not ignore the looming prospect of the United States not being able to pay its bills. On the other hand, we also can't ignore the fact that we have a $17 trillion national debt. Was your discussion on what the House had offered in their meeting with the president and what the prospects of that are? Since I was not in the meeting with the House members, I really don't think I should comment on that.
Oh, he did indicate that he would be willing to sign some sort of deal.
All right, Susan Collins, the Republican senator from Maine, just emerging from that lengthy meeting with other Republican senators and President Obama, just coming back to the Hill, saying it was a pretty good meeting, she thought, but inconclusive. Her word, inconclusive. More negotiations, more discussions clearly needed. She is encouraged, though, that negotiations, her word, negotiations are underway. She says President doesn't want to call it negotiations, but she's willing to call it negotiations. He has her own plan that she's put out there to extend the debt ceiling for 6 months. All right, we're standing by. We'll get more reaction from the White House. We'll hear from some of those other Republican senators who were inside that meeting. Much more of our special coverage right after this.